Okay, Shadetrejetski, another video. I bought another jet ski to put my engine out of my part ski into. Basically, I bought a hull, but it had a half an engine in it right there on the ground. I pulled it this morning. It actually has a carb, so there's some value in those parts. Somebody was running an oil block-off plate. If you want to know what a block-off plate looks like, there's one right there, that blue one. They take the pump off, they run premix, and a block-off plate. This one had no jugs and no head. So anyway, I got an extra starter there too. Extra magneto, extra parts. Anyway, I found a new problem with this style of wave runner. This is an 800 XL. It will be the same for the 1200s. Pretty much, there's be several body styles that are going to be this. This is your fuel sending unit right here. Sits on the top center of the tank and has a single clamp, as you can see right there. I've already loosened it. And then it has a, see that pinched clamp at the top? And by the way, people, there's your check valve. It sits right there on top of this fuel sending unit. That check valve can go bad and give you the surging symptoms like I showed in a video where my fuel cap gasket, the rubber piece, had gone bad and was causing it to surge. And you can see that the check valve has a directional arrow to tell you which way the air is supposed to flow. So that check valve should only flow air in but not out. So in other words, you should be able to blow through it but not suck air out of it. That isn't what this video is about, just telling people where a check valve is. This video is about the sending unit. Someone had messed around with the selector valve on this one, and I'll show you what is wrong. The unit's ready to pull out, so I'm going to pull it out the top and I'll show you the problem that this jet ski must have had for these people. Okay, so here's the fuel sender. Basically, there's your reserve tube. It's the longer one. It reaches further into the tank. There's the on. It's up in there a little further. That's the only difference between the two. The reserve will dip deeper into the tank to get your fuel. But what is wrong with this one, you see this rubber is broken at this secondary. Now that's a non-removable gasket. That's just like what goes on a CV boot of a car. That's that style of pinch clamp, Oedeker style clamp. But this piece of rubber, now that thing is going to suck air and cause that surging because of this problem right here, because this tank is not going to be able to pressurize with this rubber broken like this. Luckily on my part ski, I have this part and I'll be able to replace it at no cost to me. These are not cheap fuel sending units. I don't know if you can find a different boot or if there's any way to repair that rubber on that boot. I don't know, but it looks like it's cracking further down too. So the rubber's really had it on this boot. But yeah, so if you have a surging jet ski, you might want to take a look at this, because that's a very thin, and that's a 90-degree bend for that rubber to make very thin rubber. And this is a 20-some-odd-year-old ski. There's your problem right there. It would cause a surging issue, and you would not be able to build up your pressure for your fuel system on your tank. Anyway, I've got to clean out this fuel system, check this check valve, because I know my other check valve is bad on my part ski. I've already tested it. But test your check valve, make sure that rubber seal is good if you're getting surging issues with your jet ski. And this would not be just for these particular model. Any of these could have this problem. That tank has to pressurize, folks, to get your fuel system operating like it should. Hopefully I'll have this one on the water in about a week. I've already got an engine ready to drop in it, but with all these other little issues I'm finding, it's probably going to be another day. I'm going to go back to the, see, they've taken the whole oil, that other tank, they've taken the oil level sensor out. Don't know what they did with it. I've got one off of my part ski. So lots of little things to do. Get this one ready and back on the wall. Okay, just want to do a quick follow-up. This is off of my part ski. And let's see if I can focus on this. It's already starting to crack, but it isn't ripped up like that other one. One of the things you can do to protect rubber like this that I've learned over the years is to put Vaseline on it. It'll keep it from doing this. At this point, this is still usable out of my part ski, but you can see it's not far from having a problem. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to clean this off with some acetone, and then I'm going to put silicone around that just to give it an extra little bit. But that'll definitely cause an issue with your jet ski. I'll see if a part's available, but also I wanted to make note. Say you pull all these hoses, and I think I've mentioned this in another video. Let me zoom this in so we can see what I'm talking about. Right there next to each hose, if I can get it to focus right, it tells you that this is your reserve. It says it on the rubber, RES. On the other side, it's got the word on stamp. So it tells you what line is what. So they labeled the two, leaving you the one, which is your, what is that, the return line. Usually the Yamaha was nice about, yeah, see, they put it on there, return. Yamaha actually labeled the hoses for you. They're trying to make it idiot proof for whoever is building these in their factory. But this is bad. This is bad because air passes in both directions, and it even tells you on it, there's the word tank. I don't know if it'll focus on it, but it tells you which side to go toward the tank. Air goes in, shouldn't be able to suck out. This one's got a bad fuel vent. Gotta change this out. But the one off of this other ski is good. So I've got enough parts to piece part it together and have me a working ski. Thanks for watching Shadetrejetski. Bye-bye. One other thing of note, gosh, while we're on the fuel sending unit for Yamaha, see this on the bottom? That's a screen. That screen, that plastic piece can come off and go down in your tank. I've heard it can get clogged up. There's some like a flapper valve in there. You can kind of, if I can zoom this in, see if we can see it. See how that's open? Kind of see it now. If I turn it like this, it closes. There's a little flapper valve inside there. That's caused problems for people in the past, getting stuck. So that's another thing that can cause a fuel issue on a Yamaha. A lot of people just pull this thing off, which is exactly what someone has done on this one. Let's see. So yeah, it's completely missing that part. They just took it off, but when you do that, you don't have a screen anymore to screen the fuel that is coming up through your fuel tubes. So that's it. Yamaha fuel pickups.